Select Committee.
Denise Roche.
Very good.
I'm pleased to take a call for the Greens on this bill, and I want to thank the Honourable David Parker, like others have done, for bringing it to the House. Sir, a piece of legislation like this is about resolving a problem, and the problem has been identified really, really clearly and really well throughout the bill, and it's been discussed on this side of the House but completely ignored on that side of the House. And that problem is that some employers use the contracting arrangements to force wages down to ensure that they get services provided to them at cheaper and cheaper prices, with no consideration at all for the people who are providing those services. Sir, according to 2013 statistics, it shows that self-employed workers with no employees that received an average of $26,700 per year from their labour as contractors, comparing that to waged workers who received in the same year $36,700, so about a third more. Now, what this government is saying by their opposition to this bill is that they believe that people who work should not receive a fair day's remuneration in whatever way they provide that work. And they also believe that some people should pay the cost of their labour. So they should pay for their equipment, they should pay for their tax, they should pay the ACC, and they may even have to pay for their own health and safety. And so if it's a true contractor, that's not a problem. But what we've seen more and more in more and more areas, like home care, is that fact that people are being taken on as contractors as a way for some employers, and they are employers, to avoid the relationship, the employer-employee relationship. Now, Mr. Chair, we have a hugely deregulated industrial relations system as it stands. This piece, this small piece that Mr. Parker is offering with this legislation, is an attempt to try and fix a problem. And it is a grave problem, sir. There have been examples already from across this side of the House about grave exploitation that occurs in our communities. And I don't know where members from this side of the House, whether they actually are in touch with any of their constituencies who've had problems. I'm a List MP, and I get people talking to me about how they're being ripped off. We hear about the labour hire workers, vulnerable workers who are coming on working visas, who are actually migrants who are desperate to be employed, taken on as contractors by labour hire companies and exploited to the hilt. And they have very little protection. They don't have a protection of a trade union, and they have very little protection in legislation. And this is one way of trying to address that. I agree with my Green Party colleague Julianne Genter that yes, we were a country that used to say that everybody should have a fair go. We used to believe in a fair day's pay for a fair day's work. And we could be that country again. But sir, in order to do that, we need to stem the tide of exploitation that this government has allowed to happen with their deregulated environment for industrial relations. And we've seen cut after cut after cut to the rights of workers to be able to negotiate decent wages and conditions. Now, sir, this is not about contractors, real contractors, screwing the system. That's not what it's about. This is about offering some minimum protection for minimum wage to some people, to specified people with principle, where they have a principal contract. This is not about cowboys, contractors screwing their clients. This is not what it's about. If we wouldn't be supporting it if it was. This is actually about fixing a problem, sir. that problem, thank you, sir.
Andrew Bailey.
Cap.